Hi Rebecca, my name's Jessica. I really appreciate the video that you just uploaded, and I felt like I had a lot to say in response to it. Enough that my comment would be ridiculously long, and I thought making a video might just be faster. Bear in mind, I'm not a video editor. I've never really vlogged before. But I do really appreciate your channel. Yeah, so I thought I would just say a few things in response to that latest video. First, about comments. I have noticed before that in your comments there are a lot of negative people. There are a lot of people who doubt your condition or think that it can be taken care of if you would just do this or just do that. Meditation, prayer, therapy, some weird diet. And that's got to be really hard for you. That's really not the kind of response that's helpful at all. And I feel really bad that when you upload something so personal, that's the kind of response you get. So, I don't know, I am the kind of person that often needs a permission slip of sorts to do good and healthy things. So if you need a permission slip to get those comments out of your life, here it is. It's your channel. You're the one who curates its content, and that means not just the content that you upload, but the things that are in response to it. And if you need to delete those comments because you're sick of seeing them over and over and over again, please do. It's been years that you've received that kind of feedback. And I think it's kind of done. Let's see. Second, you talk about not having a mentor, the way that you perceive yourself as a mentor for other people. That's really rough. I wish there was something I could actually say in response to that, say go here or here, and there's someone, but there's not. So I don't know. I hope that you find that person. I hope that you find that comfort. But I also hope that as you see yourself as a mentor to other people, that you don't allow that to create a huge amount of pressure in your own life. It seems like there's a lot of pressure in your head. You talk about that. That's something I've struggled with too, have struggled with, do struggle with constantly. Feeling like there are all these perceptions of me and they've taken up space in my brain and they're not particularly helpful. If it is not particularly helpful anymore to you to see yourself as a mentor, maybe that's something you can work through. You could try reframing it. I feel like the word mentor, it means something very personal, very one-on-one, and you haven't really contracted for that. Like I mean, obviously, your videos do help people, and they've helped me, and that's wonderful, but that doesn't give you an obligation to me. So maybe don't trap yourself in the idea that you do need to be a certain way. That ties in too with your videos, the nature of them having changed since you were a teenager, your age changing, and maybe the age of your audience not keeping up with that. Although, I'll say, I'm 27, and I only started watching your videos maybe 2 years ago, and going back and watching your early teenage videos they don't interest me quite as much. I like your stuff from the last couple of years. And so yeah, I think maybe longtime viewers have a hard time with your change. And you say you have the most, kind of the most views, you peaked in 2014, But there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with the content of your channel changing as you change. You don't have any obligation to stay the same person that you were. Nobody does. The Vlogbrothers, for example, I feel like their channel has changed a ton. Their channel has changed a ton. It's not just how I feel. And for me, their best stuff was also 2011, 12, 13, and now I'm a little bit less engaged with their channel. But I'm more engaged with yours and with certain other YouTubers that I hadn't watched since, that I hadn't ever watched before then. And that's fine. You're going to get a new audience. It might be smaller, but success doesn't come with the number of people that you're influencing. You can, I mean, the most of us don't have any kind of reach that you do at all. And, and that doesn't make our outreach, whether to family or friends, any less valuable. Let's see, this video is getting very long, and I'm sorry, I'm not an editor at all. Actually, which is ironic because I am an editor. I'm a copy editor. Maybe I'll cut this out. I don't know if I even know how. I just felt really strongly like I had to talk to you. The spiral thing, I'm going to put a link in the description, presuming I know how to do that, about an article I read a while ago about spiraling. Its content specifically probably isn't very helpful to you. It's about faith crises, but the idea that life itself is a spiral, and that as we grow in spirals, and we can see it everywhere in nature and find that inspiration in nature around us. But that's completely natural. We're not expected to progress in a straight line. Thank goodness. There are things that I deal with today that are exactly the same as the things that I dealt with when I was 11 years old. And I know that because I started journaling at 11. And you can see it in yourself because you started videoing so young. And that can be very, very frustrating. But something that I've realized is that many of the struggles we go through in life are lifelong ones. And that's just how it is. And it feels so frustrating because it feels like you should be able to get over these things. I have an internet addiction, for lack of a better term. And I've had it since I was like 14, and I'm 27. And some days, and lately especially a lot, I've been feeling like, why can't I just kick this? Why can't I just change? And that's not how it works. We don't just change, but we do grow. And it usually is a slow growth. I'm not the same person I was at 11, but in a lot of ways, I am. You're always going to be a little bit the person you were at 14 or 16, and you're also going to change so much, and that's wonderful. It's wonderful that we get to retain some of those things from our identities, even the struggles. I know it is so hard for you to deal with your Trich, and I can't imagine that. But I wish that I could in some way communicate to you that it's also okay. I've got friends who are going to deal with depression their whole lives. I'm going to deal with certain aspects of my personality for my whole life, and I know it's not the same. I don't mean to make it sound like it's the same, or to undervalue your struggle at all. But I guess just to say that you aren't alone. You aren't alone. So if you've watched this far on this insanely long video, thank you. And I hope you have a better day. That's really all I can say. Life is just one day and then another. And that's about all we can do. And if you can breathe yourself through this day, then you can breathe yourself through tomorrow. And thank you again for making your videos.